Welcome back to Crafts with Donna. Thanks for tuning in today. Let's take a look at last week at what we did for our project. That was a curtain caterpillar, this little guy. Super cute, right? So let's take a moment just to see what our submissions look like. Wow, weren't those some great submissions? I was really happy to see those pieces of artwork. They're really cool. So let's get started with today's project. You are going to need a few things. The things that you will need are some paint, your paintbrushes, some water, you're going to need a knife, you're going to need a cutting board, some paper towel, some markers, some construction paper or regular paper if you have it, and then we're going to need at least 2 potatoes. So the project that we're doing today actually is we're going to be making stamps out of potatoes. Okay, so you can't do this alone. You're going to need your mommy or your daddy, one of your parents, to help you. So first off, what we're going to do is you're going to take your potato like so. You're going to hold it nice and firmly. Make sure it's, none of your fingers are in the way, and firmly cut your potato like this. You're going to want to do that with both potatoes. There we go. There we go, right? Both cut? Great, awesome. Now, we'll just put this one over here for now. And this is what the paper towel is for. We're gonna dry them off. Okay. Now, we're gonna use our markers. Any color will do. Just gotta pick one of those markers, okay? Now let's see. What do we want our first item to be? Let's do a diamond. Just gonna do lines like so, like this. Once you got your lines on there, then we'll continue with our cuts. Now you want to make your first cut going in, and always make sure you cut down on the cutting board, not towards yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself, just like so. Again, you don't want to be doing this alone, right? Because I don't want you cutting yourself. You want to make sure that someone, your daddy, helps you, okay? So that one's nice and done. What do you think? Is it good? It's good. Okay. Now you want to make sure you clean up your mess. That's important. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to take our time to cut 3 more. So let's get busy cutting those, okay? Okay. The next one is a heart. Got that guy. Always want to put your lid back on your marker so it doesn't dry out. Make your initial cuts going down. You'll get the hang of it in no time. Cutting a potato. Like so. sure you clean up those edges, nice. The desirable shape that you'd like to have. There we go, there's a heart. Clean up your mess once again. Tidy space is a good space. Again, the marker. This time, I'm going to do a star. So if you didn't already know, the dollar store and the Dollarama are open, which is pretty great. Okay, so you can still get other art supplies there. They have some pretty nifty things there in the shop that you can get and use for your projects. Some things in the coming weeks that I'd like you to collect would be paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. Along with that, you're going to need a few other things that I'd hopefully like you to collect, right? There's a list of them, and we'll post a list here on the show to make sure that you have them for upcoming episodes. Now, it's not the next episode items that you need, right? But it is coming up soon, probably the 4th or the 5th episode, that you're going to want to have those readily available to you to use for our project for making stuff. Okay, so again, that was using the paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. We will need those for a project up and coming in a few episodes. There's a star. Okay. Clean up your mess once again. Fourth, potato. Be careful with your knife not to cut yourself. Okay, so let's see. We have our diamond, we have our heart, we have our star, and we're going to do a clover. One of my special friends. Now, we're done using the marker for now, so you just put it right back where you got it from, like so. And then go to the side. Now, we'll cut our clover. Remember, always cutting down towards the cutting board. Never at yourself or having your finger below the knife. We love our fingers. And now there's a crease that's in here. You want to make sure that you get in the little bit finer cuts like this. There we go. Break it away, pull it away. It's okay if you cut too much off your potato.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Seriously. It's not worth it. It's okay.
Now let's clean it up. A few fun cuts on it. There we go.
We have our
beautiful.
clover.
Okay, now with all 4 stamps, we're gonna paint with them. Again, clean up your messes. Mommy and Daddy don't want messes. Just take a moment and clean that up the best you can. Potatoes are very starchy, so you're gonna want to make sure that you use soap and water afterwards. Cleaning the cutting board or the knife in the sink, hot water. I'm sure you guys know how to do that, right? Right. Okay. Now, we can take our knife and our cutting board and move it out. And take our construction paper. Okay, so now our construction paper, what we're going to do is we're going to need to get this paint. Okay, you can stamp them in the paint and then stamp them on. Okay, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can instead just put the paint on your paintbrush like so. Okay, we'll do this diamond here in blue.
Just paint it on nice and even like that and give her a good old stamperoo. Okay. Now you can figure out whatever design pattern you want to do. It can get pretty creative if you think about it. Here we go, just stamping my stamps all over the place. Be fun, be creative.
I want to see your submissions afterwards, so please send them in to me at upsidedownduck123@gmail.com. I'd really like to see all your submissions, and this way I can post them up on my next show. Water for rinsing your brush, like so. Dab it off on your paper towel. Next, I want to use green. So I am going to do the clover.
Paint it on again, nice and evenly.
See? Isn't that cool so far? That's so. Okay.
We're going to
Now.
put some clovers down here. If it doesn't stamp the first time, that's okay. You can always go over it again. Don't lose your paintbrush.
Now, if you are messy painting, and a lot of kids are, and that's okay. Messy is having fun, and it's about having fun right now. Hashtag in this together, SSM, right? Right. Okay, but seriously, you might want to be wearing an apron or something like that so you don't get paint on your clothes. Roll up your sleeves, make sure you don't get paint on those either. Those are some important things, you know, to make sure that
you
you
don't have to wash your clothes, or maybe don't want to ruin it. There you go. Now, if you give this other effect
where you go over it a second time with a little less paint on your potato, it's pretty neat, I gotta tell you. Okay? Gives like this dual effect. Do you see that? Awesome. Okay. Now, let's add some more stamping. Next, we're gonna use orange and purple.
I think an orange star would be beautiful in my painting. There we go.
And stars don't have to be perfect, you know, not asymmetric and all that jazz. It is nice to do that sometimes, but I find that you get more folk arty when they're just kind of like not centered and stuff like that, and they look a little more authentic. And that's what you want. You want your picture to be very authentic and fun and crafty.
And that's what we're doing. Here we go.
Now we have our heart left, and we're going to do a purple heart. I think that will be the best, but you know, you can use red or pink or white for your hearts.
So if it's not on construction paper, that's okay. Use regular printer paper or anything that you have. Even if you wanted to do this even on a piece of wood, that would look really cool too. I would love to see that also. Some fun things on wood.
Just to give you a few ideas anyways about what you can do at home with your piece. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Ta-da! Okay, so there we go. I stamped a bunch all on my paper so you can see how fun that was for me. Okay, now also make sure you do your cleanup. That's important. If you leave paint on a brush for too long, it will get hard. So you want to make sure that you get it nice and good, swish, 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 swish around in the water, and then dry it off so it's nice and good again so you can use it for later. Okay, so for our next episode, I want to make sure that you have all the supplies ready. And thank you again for tuning in for today's episode. Let me tell you what you will be needing for next week. Rather show you, really. Okay. So this is what we'll be making next week. So cute. Okay, so this anyways is all made of rocks. So it's a cactus rock garden, which I think is pretty great. Now, this is a planter pot that I have in my store that I sell. But if you don't have a planter pot or if you don't purchase one for me, that's okay. I'd like you to use an old bowl, maybe it's chipped or damaged, or an old planter pot, something that you can use. You can even use a coffee mug. Okay, you can get creative with these. They're pretty great. So what I'll need you to do is you're going to have to go outside just a little bit, just for time with your mommy or your daddy or your aunt or uncle, somebody that is allowed to bring you out during these times. Okay, so you're going to want to at least get 5 rocks. Okay, they're all fit in your hand, or maybe you want to do really big ones, but you all want them to have this shape, this elongated oval shape. Okay, or like a really nice round shape. Now, that's one thing. So you need to collect your rocks, okay? You're also going to need cotton balls, rice, and hot glue if you shall choose to make your rock stick. Now, my rocks don't stick in, and that's okay. They're just pressed in. But if you want to keep them forever solidated in their spot, you can hot glue them in, okay? Now, those are all the things that you need for our next episode. Isn't that beautiful? So cute. Okay. Also, you're going to need to send your photos in to me when you finish your beautiful creations, okay? Again, I know I said that earlier, but again, I'll say it one more time just in case you missed it. So it's upsidedownduck123@gmail.com. Remember, we're in this together, so you can hashtag this, in this together, SSM, okay? And share it online because we are in this together. So let's do this, Sainte Marie. Again, thanks for tuning in with me, Crafts with Donna, your host, Donna Michelle. It was really great having you be a part of stamp making today with potatoes. Also, just to give you a little heads up of something else that I did, was this one here. Isn't that cute? You can do them like this too, just if you wanted just to use one potato, like so, to make your stamps. You can make them like this. Okay, so all I did was I used some marker and I made little tails on them to make them kites with bows on them. Aren't those super cute? Considering it's springtime, it's getting warm, and this is something fun that we can all do. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.